So here we are at the food labels for these two products we just compared. So let's take a closer look at the nutritional facts. Okay. So just a quick comparison of some things that, again, you can help to determine whether or not or what the most healthy choice is for you. As we talked about in many instances, um, anything there's time for the good cereal most of the time and the not so good cereal most of the time. We're going to see and talk about that, but things in moderation are okay, but you want to try to lean toward the healthier choices on a regular basis. So a quick comparison. Okay, so first, when you're one thing you're looking at is nutritional information is the serving size. Okay, so for every um, so there's 1 cup. This is based on a serving size of 1 cup. See over here, the serving size of Frosted Flakes is 3/4 of a cup, which is kind of interesting because Frosted Flakes, as you might imagine, are more sugary frosted cereal than Cheerios. Not that Cheerios are without sugar, but the less sugary cereal has more calories. Now, when we talked about in that energy video before, or uh, that 10 things to look out for. The unit of calories is a unit of energy. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but it's interesting that these calories are actually lower than these calories. And if somebody's just looking at calories, they might say, this is healthier. It's only 110 calories. But if they take serving size into consideration, 3/4 of a cup, and then add that other 25%, that would make that more calories if they did a 1 cup side by side comparison. Same thing with the amount of fats. Look at the fats that are included here. There are some saturated fat, zero trans fat, which is pretty much standard in foods these days. But there is 3% total fat in Cheerios, 0% total fat in Frosted Flakes. But as that video earlier described, the carbohydrate count is something that can be really telling. So again, at 1 cup serving, there's 22 grams of total carbohydrates. Over here for the Frosted Flakes, at 3/4 of a cup, it's 26 grams of total carbohydrates. And remember, carbohydrates hang around and your body converts them to fat if they're not burned off by your body with energy. You guys doing a lot of activity these days, so your carbohydrate count isn't extremely important, but again, you want to look at things like that. The good foods, you want to be, 20% or more, and the bad ones, you want to be 5% or less total. Okay. So here, when you're looking at good foods, when you're looking at take a look at protein. 4 grams of protein, interesting, in the Cheerios, and only 1 gram at 3/4 of a cup. All right, only 1 gram of protein. And look at the sugars in those carbs. Sugars 10 grams here in the Frosted Flakes, 1 gram of sugar here in the carbohydrate. So when you're looking at the vitamin count, lots of iron, so that's pretty high. That's good in the Cheerios, and several items that are over 25% in the Frosted Flakes. And so when you're looking at a real true test of what is actually in a food, you want to look at the ingredients list, which says ingredients here, not the nutritional facts at the bottom, all right, but this ingredients list. First of all, a long list is not necessarily a good thing. So let's talk about portions. When they don't say the amount, but in the ingredients list, the first item is the item that has the largest concentration of that food in it. So the largest concentration of Cheerios is whole grain oats. We know whole grains are good. And it goes to modified or broken down cornstarch, taking a lot of the nutritional value out of it. Cornstarch and sugar, they're all sweeteners, okay? Things that make it tasty. And then when you get in a lot of words that you can't pronounce, those are things that aren't necessarily great for your body. All right. This has a pretty short list. It does, but look, the main ingredient is milled corn. So milled corn isn't necessarily unhealthy, but it is not a whole grain. Okay. And the second ingredient is flat out sugar. Okay. So again, from highest to lowest concentration, and then everything else is 2% or less on the way down. So we just thought this side-by-side comparison to break them down. You can decide, and moving forward, again, things in moderation. Is there a time and a place? Can I say I've never had a bowl of Frosted Flakes? I can't say that. But I'm usually trying to lean toward the lower, the more healthy, more whole grain kind of option to fuel my body for the day. Okay, let's go on to the next slide.